Hello and welcome to our server. Below you can find all of our rules. Not reading the rules is your own fault, as our rules differ from most servers. General rules. Do be respectful to everyone. Do try to be the best player and help others in a time of need. Do report rule breakers on the forums. Do speak English since this is an English server. Do have some sort of video recording software if you ever report anyone. Do trade at your own discretion and do your research. Being scammed 1 million or more Dark RP cash or any amount of IRL money is subject to review and punishment. Ask for a staff witness if you are unsure of a transaction. Do report bugs/exploits. Using them to your own advantage and not reporting them will have you banned. Do not RDM. Do not minge. Do not prop climb. Do not prop block. Do not be a dick. We are all here to have some fun and play a game. Do not do violent thefts. Example, a player shoots A and kills player B because they're holding a printer. Events like Golden Printer are an exception. Do not RP and spawn unless you're running through it in an RP situation. Do not say racist things in chat or have them in your name. Do not be consistently vulgar in OOC. You will be warned, then kick/banned. Do not block off NPCs. Everyone needs to get them. Do not raid the same person and over again. Pick on someone else every once in a while. Do not raid public bases. Some people just want to chill. Don't ruin their fun if they have no goods in their public base. Boomboxes are not counted as goods. Do not counter actions before getting involved. For example, asking a kidnapper to release your friend, otherwise you might counter the action. Do not warn people for the general actions, such as walking down the street, looking at them, or being near them. Do not revolt against the PD without an actual RP reason. Be specific with your reasoning. Do not advert heist or PD raid while inside of the PD. You must be doing it outside, since you will be committing murder to everyone inside. Do not bind multiple adverts to one message. You may be asked to change it. Example, raid, mug, heist, bank raid, kidnap, all in one. Do not call staff for a single RDM. Go talk to the guy who killed you, or ask an OOC why he killed you. Do not call staff without a specific reason. Example,
admin to me, please.
Is not allowed.
Hey admin, player X is mass RDMing right now. Can you help out?
Is allowed. Do not call staff for general questions. Ask people in OOC or the forums. Do not call staff consistently. Spamming admin chat will have you kicked/banned. NLR. NLR exists, and please use your best judgment to determine whether or not is it okay to return to a place after death. Most people don't care if you died to the hit as a PD and came back. People will care if you died in a raid and came back. If you want to play it safe, don't return to your place of death until the time is up. No one likes a sore loser. In this section, there are examples of what is considered NLR and what doesn't usually matter to most people. And if you die in a raid/heist, it is simply over. You cannot come back and continue raiding/defending, except that you lost and move on. Do not come back to the raid. Time limits. Raiding cooldown. There is no cooldown, but you cannot raid the same person again within 20 minutes. Max kidnapping time, 5 minutes. Max raiding raid time, 10 minutes. Cooldown for raiding the PD, 15 minutes. Max mug amount, 1000. NLR time limit. Read the NLR rules above / until the raid or heist is over. NLR examples. Going back to the road you died on a hitman to see your friends. Allowed. Going back to the road you died on to a hitman to kill the hitman. Not allowed. Jimmy going back to Jimmy's house after the raiders raided it and killed him. Not allowed. Going back to Jimmy's house you were raiding after you died. Not allowed. Going back to finish a heist as a raider after you died. Not allowed. Going back to defend a heist as a CP after you died. Not allowed. Going back into the PD as a cop after you got killed by a bounty hunter. Allowed. Going back to the PD as a raider after you got killed by a mugger. Allowed. Warns. If you're heckin' dumb enough to get warned, you're gonna get the slap down. 15 warns is a 1-week ban. 25 warns is a 2-week ban. 35 warns is a 1-month ban. and 50 warns is a permanent ban. Terminology. RDM stands for Random Deathmatch. RDA stands for Random Arrest. NITRP stands for No Intention to RP. LTAP stands for Leaving to Avoid Punishment. FDA stands for Fading Door Abuse. NLA stands for Non-Lethal Abuse. ARDM or ARDA stands for Attempted RDM or Attempted RDA. RRDM or RRDA stands for Revenge RDM, Revenge RDA. Prop block is blocking all areas without a way to get in using a lockpick or keypad cracker. Prop climb is using props to get on places you normally cannot get to. KOS means kill on sight, and AOS means arrest on sight. Examples of terminology. RDM. John kills Billy because why not? This does not include death matches that involve job rules. Pissed baby killing pedophiles, for example. RDA. John arrests Billy because why not? This doesn't include random arrests that deal with RP. No intention to RP. John freezes Billy in a prop he made and calls him derogatory terms while doing it. This shows John has no intent to play on the server. LTAP. John kills Billy for no reason before he hops off for the night. Once he kills him, he immediately leaves. FDA. John is getting raided by Billy, and instead of using his keypads to open the door the raider is picking, he uses keybind to open it and quickly kill him. Prop block. John is printing money and blocks off his house and printers with 50 bathtubs to make sure no one can get in. Prop climb. John is raiding Billy's house and he sees he has an opening at the top of his structure. He builds a stairway using props to get inside the house. NLA. John sees a hobo begging for money and starts spamming his non-lethal pistol at him. KOS. John sees a hobo and kills him on sight for being wanted. AOS. John sees a hobo and arrests him on sight for being wanted. Examples of illegal activities. Raiding, mugging, stealing, kidnapping, disrupting the peace, making drugs, having printers, having a firearm without a license, weapon modifying, and processing weapons. Default laws. Doing any illegal activity may result in consequences such as being arrested or fined, or even death if you are threatening somebody's life or resisting arrest. Killing other players is illegal. Definition of raiding. Having the intent to invade another person's home. Whether you're being harmful or not, trespassing someone else's house should be considered a raid. When starting a raid, be close to the place you are raiding. Sitting away from the house shooting people while they are coming out is not allowed. Advert rules. Adverts that do exist. Bank heist / PD raid, and warn. Adverts that do not exist. Steal. Fear RP related adverts. Hands are tied, weapons are stripped. Serial killer. Murder. Raid. Kidnap. Counter. Mug. Hit, accepted, declined, completed, or failed. Assist or crossfire. Basing rules. Fading door limit is 3 per base. A double fading door counts as 2 doors. A triple fading door as 3. One-way props are allowed. You cannot have a base that requires special tools / prop climbs onto a roof of a building. You cannot have a sky base. Rooftops that are explicitly part of the base with a door leading to it do count as sky bases. You cannot have a crouch base that exploits a head or foot glitch or any other body part. Don't loophole. Placing a building sign prevents you from being raided, but you may not have any entities or any form of making money. This is a bannable offense. KOS signs are not allowed, but you may have loitering signs. Minimum time for a loiterer is 5 seconds. Trespassing makes you KOS. That means if you trespass on someone's house while they are building, you will die. If it is a public base, you must be warned to leave first. The owner of the most doors in the base is its owner, not just the owner of the front door. Your goods must be accessible in some way or form. You cannot just prop block them. You must have keypads in plain sight and it must be next to the door. Your base must have a clear path through. This means no full blackout, super dark bases, invisible bases, or maze bases where the path is not obvious. Keypads may not have a delay on them opening. Example, your keypad has a 30-second delay but opens for 5 seconds. This is to avoid confusion and unnecessary sits. You may not use / hide inside no-collided props to avoid being damaged, arrested, raided, or hide kidnap victims inside no-collided props. You may not remove a dupe to bring entities inside your base, then replace your dupe. This is declared fail RP. How to be a good player. a section dedicated to the people who have an entire 3 brain cells. If you're going to provide negative feedback, make it constructive. Use your brain and read the rules. You can't possibly complain about,
Well, this is how other servers do it, so I didn't know.
being warned/kicked or banned means you did something wrong, which you should learn from. Every time you're brought to a sit means you either did something wrong or you called the sit, which means you should learn from it. Calling staff for issues you haven't tried to solve will put you on the bad boy list. Exceptions for this is mass RDM or mass NLR. Examples of bad players. Calling staff because he doesn't know how to change jobs. Calling staff because he doesn't know if his base is allowed. Calling staff because he doesn't know what his job does. Calling staff because someone called them a hurtful word. Calling staff because someone killed them without trying to first contact the person. Calling staff that explains only part of the issue. Calling staff when the mayor adds a harsh law. Calling staff when a cop arrests them, either accident or purpose. Calling staff when he needs a door unowned. Arguing with a player in OOC. Not listening to staff/claiming a rule doesn't exist so they can do it. Reporting players and or staff when they have no evidence/no conclusive evidence. Examples of good players. Asking players how to change jobs in chat or in person. Reading the rules to see if his base is allowed/getting other people's opinions. Reading the rules/job description to see what he does. Voice chat/text chat muting players when they get called a bad word. Examining the situation of why they died and asking the player why they killed them. Calling a staff member with the most detail possible to prevent downtime and confusion. Revolting against a mayor when he has a harsh rule made. PMing the cop who arrested them and ask why they got randomly arrested. PMing the player who owns the door to see if they can unown it. Taking a heated argument to local or PM chat. Accepting what staff tell them. If they have an issue with it, they can make a post in the forums explaining why they think what they did was right. Reporting players/staff with video evidence. No other questions should be asked on a good report. It should be 100% conclusive by the original post. Party/gang rules. A section dedicated to the people who don't know how to RP as a party/gang. Using party/gangs to combat other players usually results in confusion. Here's how to do it correctly. If you're going to kill someone because they attacked your gang/party member, make sure they know you're together. Not doing so will cause confusion and will most likely result in a sit, which no one wants. Being in a party or gang doesn't mean you will not die/be raided/kicked/harassed by your own party and gang. Do not call staff members for internal issues you're dealing with. The bad section is parallel with the good section. Examples of a bad party/gang member. Sniping a player from across the map because his party member got mugged. Attacking a player because someone just killed their party/gang member when you were nowhere nearby/not visible. Calling staff when their party/gang just raided them. Calling staff when their party/gang just kicked them because you paid $500,000 to be in there. Examples of a good party/gang member. Running up to the player who killed their party/gang member and telling them they are about to die for killing their member. Leaving the party/gang. Never join another party/gang with those people and spread the word. Civilian rules. Basic description. You sell items, complete tasks, and just be a regular civilian to survive. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not mega base. Bank manager cannot base with the bank heisters. Bank manager may not keep his bank private or only for his friends. Chucky can KOS Pickless Cage, piss babies, master stalkers, and stalkers. Chucky and Jigsaw are at constant war. They are KOS to each other at all the time. Medics can assist in raids. Cop rules. Basic description. You protect and serve the people of the town. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not mega base. You cannot assist criminals or commit crimes. Past the second PD door is arrest on sight unless said otherwise. All doors in PD are allowed to be locked, including the first door. You can build roadblocks, base, build checkpoints, or do what you gotta do. Mayor rules. You cannot assist criminals or commit crimes. Make your laws something that your officers can enforce. You cannot make rules that allow players/CP to kill each other. You cannot make a law to make someone above the law because it breaks roleplay. Example, John Stephen 22 is immune to all laws because he is my friend. You can override any default law except making killing legal, printers, or stealing legal. Your laws must follow some sort of RP guidelines. Making them stupid will result in you being demoted and or kicked. No one likes a dumb mayor. Your laws must not be so harsh where it makes other players leave the server. They will vote you as unfair mayor, in which you will be demoted. Firing your CP for no RP reason will most likely make the people vote you as unfair mayor, in which you will be demoted. Firing your CP for no RP reason is not allowed. This is an RP server. Please use RP or you may get removed from the job. Examples of good laws. People without firearm licenses will be searched. Hobos must live underground due to the overpopulation above ground. Jaywalking will result in a $500 fine. Cross at street corners / the crosswalks we have placed. Sewers is off limits and will result in a fine due to it being dangerous. Walking past the second door in the bank will result in a fine. Melee weapons are finable if you do not have a firearms license. Example of bad / punishable laws. Jimmy 21 is immune to all laws. If you're holding keys, grav gun, fizz gun, tool gun, you're AOS. All fines are 20,000. If you're not crouching, you're AOS. If you do not jump when you see the mayor, you're AOS. Money printers are legal. Pedophiles can kill anyone. RDM is legal. Cops can arrest you for looking at them. If you aren't walking on the street, then you're AOS. Jaywalking is AOS without crosswalks or examples given for legal street crossings. Thief rules. Basic description. You steal from people and break into their bases. You can raid, heist, but you may not megabase. Bank heister cannot base with a bank manager. Hobo rules. Basic description. You beg for money, or forcefully take it. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not megabase. You cannot build in the streets, but you can build on the sidewalk. Your houses can have multi-layers, essentially prop climb within your house. You can own guns. Gang rules. Basic description. Join together to build a massive place and fulfill your duties. You may raid, you may heist, and you may megabase. You must have at least 3 members who are part of the gang job rule set to megabase, unless you're the king. You cannot take over a large portion of the map, and the portion of the map cannot be a hotspot. Your group must own all the doors in the houses. If anyone else owns any of the bases, you cannot make a megabase. The king may only create a megabase inside the kingdom and not on the regular map. The king can override any of the following rules: prop climb, RDM, prop surfing, and skybasing. The king cannot override any of the following rules: NLR, basing rules, fail RP. Mercenary rules. Basic description. Get hired to protect or do some other task. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not megabase. Weird job rules. Basic description. You're super weird. You take pictures or meow at people. Do something that makes Pop 233 proud. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not megabase. Pedophiles are default AOS. Stalkers and master stalkers are subject to AOS if they're caught stalking people. Pets and master pets cannot own guns, but they can own melee weapons. Stupid job rules. Basic description. These jobs were added in to make you lose brain cells and to feel stupid. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not megabase. The abomination must be contained and therefore AOS. Pissed babies can kill pedophiles on sight. The preacher can skybase. Kidnapper rules. Basic description. You kidnap people and make them your slave. You may not raid, you may not heist, and you may not megabase. Alien race can raid and heist if all 3 are together. Do not use your disguise swept to avoid RP/arrest. Kidnapping/attempt kidnapping people makes you KOS as you are a threat to everyone around you. No category rules. Basic description. Your job says your job rules in the description. Terrorist. You can kill people in the terrorist attack that have already been killed. Terrorist. Anyone can kill you once you've adverted/started the terrorist attack. You are a mass RDMing machine. If someone shoots at you, you can shoot back at them. Miscellaneous rules. Rules that generally don't have to be said, but are here for people who need to see them. Killing the cop/mugger who has just fined/mugged you after you paid a fine is fail RP. Do not force other players to get stuck. If they can't move, it's not RP. Killing people at NPCs has no purpose. You don't gain anything and is therefore RDM and a bannable offense. Do not fading door abuse. You cannot build on the sidewalk if you're not a hobo, except a CP, who can build on the road/sidewalk for roadblocks and crosswalks. Fading door abuse is when you explicitly use your keypad or bound key to toggle the door to shoot out of in an instant. You can do this when no one else is around, but do not do it when you're getting raided. Hitmen do not need to advert accepting/completing for failing a hit. A public place is a place with open doors such as a restaurant. For your base to be considered a public place, you must place a sign indicating it as a public place. You may not have money-making entities inside it, such it will be treated as a building sign. If the place does have closed and locked doors and the owner refuses to let you in that room, the place is considered raidable. NLR exists, don't be stupid. Also, do not return to watch a raid. This breaks NLR rules and you will get in the way of others even if you're trying not to. Cops should not be returning to the PD if there is a heist if they died. If you're heisting the bank, you cannot go back. You must call heist again at some other time. Being revived by a necromancer does not mean you can continue a heist/raid. You lost. No second chances. If you're shot at, you're allowed to fire back even if they miss. You cannot build/remove props to your advantage while being raided or in a situation that involves a clash between other players. Example, stealing a printer, running into your base, deleting it, and then placing the base back when you're inside. Do not demote people from their jobs for breaking server rules. It is intended for RP demotes only, unless there are no staff online. Example, demoting a cop for not arresting someone without a firearm license. You may not call a raid or PD heist while inside the building. Intentionally lowering people's frame rates with a ton of moving materials/flashing materials will have you warned and then punished. Teleporting behind someone makes you KOS for the person you teleported to. Kidnapping people makes you KOS as you're a threat to everyone around you. Do not place item shelves in the middle of the street/block main areas with them. While we understand that you want a lot of people to see the stuff you're selling, it is also frustrating to have it shoved down our throats. If a staff/player asks you to move them, do so. If you're playing as a necromancer and revive a hostile NPC, you are KOS. Misleading adverts are not allowed. Making 3 lines of random trading advert and then adding a subtle PD raid at the end is stupid. If a staff asks you to remove it, then please do so. Spawning props in Publix then making them no gravity before letting them fly is not allowed. It ruins some people's FPS and is dumb in general. You may request a staff member as a middleman for large, 1 million plus, transactions. The service is dependent on staff availability. During a Kill the VIP, Defend the Vault, and Golden Printer events, there is no NLR if you're trying to attack/defend the event. NLR applies to all other situations during these events. This does not mean you can continuously raid the same base if the Golden Printer is inside of it. You can mic spam as any job, but be respectful if someone asks you to stop. If they warn you to stop and you do not comply or move away within a reasonable amount of time, they can kill you.